Hey guys, Dimitendo here, and today we are going to be reviewing set 71432 Lego Super Mario ages 7 and up. Expand your starter course. Lego Mario is not included. Dorrie Sunken Shipwreck Adventure. 500 pieces, buildable game. Expansion set and retails for 45 USD. Let's get right into the review now. So the first thing we're going to look at when we're doing this review is the obvious characters. So, first of all, let's turn on Lego Mario and to interact with Dorrie. But before we interact with Dorrie, I would like to show off the flippers that move their flippers. Yes, Dorrie moves her flippers for the first time. Actually has some mechanical engineering put into it. And movement. Very, very structured, very nice. And the neck moves too. So the neck can move down just like in the games as well. You can put it back up always. Alright, and right here is the interactive tile for Dorrie. Shows Dorrie's face, the Dorrie icon. And what Mario does is he goes on all of these studs. Dorrie lets out a little screech. And it plays the Mario 1, I believe, underwater music. And it shows actual underwater. An underwater terrain right there. What you could do is kind of like twirl it around. And then you get a bunch of coins if you twirl it around. Yeah, but be careful though, actually. Don't be like me. And even off of the tile, this still plays. Look, and it shows underwater on top of that, which is something new. Yeah, so the actual music plays for a while, even off of Dorrie, and you can always get back on Dorrie if you want to keep up the music. And then, wow, that's impressive because you can actually, for the first time in Lego Mario, change the soundtrack of the level. Yes, that's pretty big actually for a Super Mario Lego set, which makes the set a little more valuable because of the actual way that you can change the music. The terrain they show on Mario's belly makes it feel like you're actually underwater and splashed in there. And the Dorrie screech was perfect. The music was also very good, and the reference to the first game, and it's better than having to listen to the ground theme over and over. No offense, Mario. I know it's your iconic song, but come on, man. Sometimes you gotta listen to some other tunes besides that one. Anyhow, I would also like to mention that Dorrie, I told you, is movable. So, for the first time, it's movable, which adds to, like, being an awesome character. Because before, it couldn't move and it was kind of static. Now it feels a little more interactive in the real world with the movement of the neck and the movement of the flippers. Alright, now that we're done with that character, we're going to move on to our next character. Yes, the Chap Cheep. Yep, I like the Chap Cheep, I just don't like the design. I've been over this a bunch of times. I don't like the design. It doesn't really... It's not rounded out is my problem. So if it was maybe a little more rounded rather than a cube, I probably would like this character a lot more because it looks almost perfectly done. All you need to do is pretty much round out the face and the body, and it would sell to me, honestly. Now, other than that, it has an interactive tile at the back, and it's like the other Chap Cheeps we've got in the sets before. The first time we were introduced was Wave 1, so it has been a while. But the most recent appearance of that regular Chap Cheep is Wave 4, I believe, with the Big Urchin Beach Ride set that I reviewed a couple years back. So all you do when you land on the Chap Cheep is makes that little squish sound, like, and it feels more like a squelch, kind of for an underwater effect. But yeah, that's all there is for the Chap Cheep. There is another small enemy that also comes in the set. None other than the Blooper from Super Mario Bros. 1, the original game, just like Chap Cheep. Dorrie, fun fact, actually came in Super Mario 64, which was the first 3D Mario game to ever exist. Pretty impressive, right? Just kidding. No, it's not. But it's just a little fun fact. Now, the blooper here, like I said, I've always been fond of the Lego blooper design. Very nice, and I'm surprised we didn't get more. I love the inclusion of bloopers in the sets because they look so good. And maybe it's the nostalgia, but I like using the item in Mario Kart a lot to splash other opponents with ink. I really like this character a lot, and I'm so glad it translated well into Lego. Especially the little hands, the little top of its head was perfect. There's some extra studs here, but that adds to the Lego effect. I mean, these represent the little, like, I forgot, tentacles, I think. I don't know. And then on the back here, we got the actual tile, which Mario, once flipped over, he can stomp on it as a simple 1 coin, 1 stomp enemy, and it makes the same sound as the Chap Cheep. So both the Chap Cheep and Blooper almost have the same exact interaction. They're just different characters, of course. Now, our last character we have in this set is a new one. Whoa, did I scare y'all? I hope I did. No, I'm just kidding. I probably didn't scare y'all, but I hope I did, honestly. It's a mouth. Yeah, it's a mouth. It's a giant mouth. But it is actually the cheap Chomp. Big Bertha. It goes by many names. Big Bertha was its original name, but I think they changed it to Cheap Chomp in the new Super Mario Bros. Games. I have been waiting on this enemy for a while, hoping that they would do not a big Chap Cheep, because that would seem like this big Chap Cheep is actually just this Chap Cheep, but bigger. No, that would kind of be cool, but no. They have done it with the Koopa and the Goomba before in previous waves, but no. I like the Cheap Chomp a little better, honestly. It's more nostalgic to me because I would always get eaten by it in the games. So if you're not familiar with it in the games, it is from the original Super Mario Bros. 3 for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and it basically acts as like an eating mechanism. So like when Mario's in the water, it basically chases after Mario until it can eat him whole. Nom, right? And Mario dies automatically. As soon as he gets eaten, he dies automatically. Except for when he has the superstar power-up. I think that's when he can invincibilitize, I hope that's a word, to defeat the Cheap Chomp. So there's the tile, you can see, like right inside his mouth. Oh shoot, I took off its top. Oh, and by the way, yes. This is a new piece, a brand new piece that they made just for Lego Super Mario. But I hope they make it different colors and use it for other future Lego products in the future. So now we put Mario and he scans the tile once inside. Put his arms up a little bit. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Wait. I hope you heard it. It was like a little chomp sound. You hear it? Wait. One more time. You hear that? Like it's eating him. And now it's digesting him. And now it kind of sounds like diarrhea poop. Yeah, Mario, I know. It's very ill. Let's not talk about it. Mario got out. And he gets coins. And then he says, no thank you. That's funny. Mario has manners. Hey, no thank you. Don't eat me. No thank you, please. That's funny. That is funny. And I think that's a new line from the actual Lego Mario himself. No thank you. That means he's a very polite Mario. That's very cool. Now let's go over the rest of the interactive tiles in the actual set itself before we do the gameplay. So there's all this kelp growing on the ship, and if you didn't notice, the ship is actually the old Bowser's Airship expansion set from 3 years ago? Yeah, I believe it's 3 years ago. Almost 3 years ago. Maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. I forgot. But it was $100 set before, and now this is what remains of it as it sunk to the bottom of the ocean. This set is also a reference to Jolly Roger Bay from Super Mario 64. You can look that up after we are done with this review. Now, there is a little function mechanism. Look, you can see it. there's the edge of the ship here, which wasn't interactable before in the Bowser's Airship set, but now is an interactive feature that there's an actual treasure chest inside. I don't know how to zoom in. There's an actual little treasure chest inside, you can see. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to slam hard on it with Mario so that he can launch the... Oh wait, let me do that. That's a little lame. We gotta do it a little better than that, right? I mean, that was kind of lame. You didn't actually see it fly, but trust me, it flies. Boom, it flew. Yep, I did a better attempt that time. So now, what Mario does is he scans the interactive tile, and Mario can't open it, and it makes that little chain rattling sound effect, which is pretty neat, because there's an actual gem inside of it. But I can't spoil for you what the gem is, but it is definitely inside of there. And I can't spoil what it is though. So, put that aside. The next interactive tile is actually if Mario turns this spot. And so he's supposed to go inside the clamshell like in the game, and he retrieves a secret item. Like, sometimes it could be a 1-up, a red coin, or anything like that. This key actually, it makes that little shiny sound, like doom, like you got it. And then it shows the key on Mario's screen, and what he's supposed to do is now unlock the treasure chest that you were trying to unlock earlier. And now Mario gets a bunch of gold from that. Very, very cool. And the last interactive tile has to be the question mark block, which we haven't seen in a while in the Lego Mario franchise. That is surprising because these blocks are very iconic, but they did appear in this set. So Mario got the superstar, so now he can go and defeat the Cheep Chomp. And he killed the Cheep Chomp with the superstar, just like in the games. So that's very, very neat and cool. Now we can move on with the gameplay. Sorry for the longevity of the video. Alright, let's go. Alright, so we put him on there. We're going to play with our left hand. Oh, sorry, let's put him on the... He's dancing. Oh, sorry, I'm showing it down. Like a down view. Alright, how many coins do we get from this? 55! That's pretty good, that's pretty good. Not gonna lie. Now we can go on to our final thoughts section of the video. But before we go into the final thoughts portion of the video, I actually have the instructions here, which are fully fledged paper instructions, like I've mentioned in every previous video, but I'm going to mention it one more time. You have the option to either do digital or building regular instructions from traditional Lego. Or you can download the app and scan the QR code, of course. Download the app, open the digital building instruction, and you start building, and you can actually rotate a 3D model in the app. So whatever works better for you. If you're a phone kid, definitely you're going to probably want to build on the app, and you have a whole 3D vision. And it could be easy for some parents to build with their kids as well. But I prefer traditional Lego instructions because I know exactly where each piece goes, and it feels like a part of my childhood open back up again. So yeah, these are all the instructions. And then after, you have to update your figure so you can make sure it's ready to play with this. Otherwise, it's going to start glitching out. I would update it right before. But you still need the app, of course, to update. You don't need it for anything else, though. Trust me. It's optional if you want to build with the app. And now, this is like a little checklist of kind of what we got so far. So this was the first one we reviewed of the newest wave, which is the Navidad Toad shop. Then we went on to the Penguin Family Snow Adventure in the Snowlands for Christmas. And then we went and recently reviewed the Bowser's Muscle Car expansion set. Yup, it's the cheapest set Bowser's been in. And now we reviewed the Dorrie Sunken Shipwreck expansion, which is the biggest one of the wave, and it takes place in the underwater. Now there's a little Yoshi hatching adventure right here for 10 bucks. That's the only one left to review. That is the final set to review for this wave. So I'm definitely going to pick it up as soon as I get my $10. Of course. And on the back is the you can win free Lego prize if you scan the QR code stuff. Anyhow, that's about it for the whole video. All in all, I gotta say, I love the underwater changing of music feature from Dorrie. I love the movement that you can actually like pose the figure and all that. I like the underwaterness in Mario, so it feels like he's actually going underwater and he's drinking water. That's funny, because, you know, when it appears on his belly, I think like he's gulping all that water down, and that's what his stomach looks like inside, like an X-ray kind of. But I'm just, it's a little fun thing to like notice. I don't know, that's just my thing. Maybe it is just me. Anyway, and then we go to the Chap Cheep and Blooper. Like I said, Blooper is done amazingly in Lego form. Even if it is a one-stop enemy, it's very, very well done. So I'm going to give that the exception. The launching feature is way more interactivity than before. The twisting of this to make the Cheep Chomp go around. Oh shit, I broke that. Hold on. To make that Cheep Chomp go around so that it can eat Mario whenever he gets near the open clamshell right there. So that's what gives you the key, which is way more interactivity. And the fact that the Cheep Chomp makes the actual sound when eating Mario is amazing. Because we actually got teased this character last year in the Picnic at Mario's House expansion set, if you didn't notice. And of course, the Bowser's Airship, I do appreciate the reference to also Jolly Roger Bay. A question mark block is added. It's pretty cool. Mario turned off on his own. Sorry, Mario, I left you on too long. Oops. Don't freak out the kids. Anyhow, yeah, I gotta say this was a very good set. I don't like the Chap Cheep design. That's the only thing that puts it off for me. But other than that, I would call it an A set, an A rank set. It's a very good set. It's $45, and I think it's well worth the value for this set, honestly, with the interactivity and all you get. I definitely would recommend this one as like maybe a birthday, Christmas, something gift, I don't know, Easter. But I recommend just getting it, honestly, and picking it up for yourself, because this set is way more fun to have than you think. Okay, guys, that's about it for my review today. Bye, guys. Dimitendo out. Say bye-bye, Mario.